Hello everyone, this is Naoto back with another video, and today I'm going to play a 5-man team, the so-called stall team with Yamcha, Krillin, Chaotzu, Tien, and Kid Gohan. So my first opponent right now is using an IDP. This is God Vegeta, is 7 DP. So my main game plan would be to try not to get touched because with the new patch, the difference in damage is so big between like a 3 DP and a 7 DP. So I'm starting well, get my opponent back, and I try some backshot combo, and I got him with the rolling hammer reset and back into the combo again. Doesn't seem that my opponent is able to pull out a super counter, so I try to continue my combo until he does. Now he got out with the revenge counter, and I switch to Krillin because with this team you got to switch very often so that you keep your character alive while dealing as much damage as you can while they are on. Now that God Vegeta is almost dead, so I will try to finish him up with Krillin. Or actually, since I noticed that my opponent is not very good, usually I try to relax a little bit, and you see, I just leave him with silver of health and try to initiate a beam clash with him. So hopefully the opponent got the message. So I switch to Gohan so that Krillin gets like some health back, and I'm ready for the beam clash. So my opponent go into sparking, and what does he do? He transform into blue Vegeta. I say okay, so let me get some distance, try, and I see my opponent approaching. So obviously he doesn't want the beam clash, he just wanted to explode on me. So I just stop that and end his Vegeta. And now his second character, another very high DP. In the current meta, you want to run at least 1 or 2 high DP because that's the meta. With the difference in scaling, the high DP will do the merge for you and we easily get rid of at least 2 or 3 DP by themselves. But since there's a large difference in skill with me and my opponent, I don't have any issue with downing his God Vegeta, and now I'm pulling the same thing on his UI Goku, and it doesn't transform. So now he's out of key and I have 4 bar key, so it should be easy to end the game. Since UI Goku has auto dodge, I'm trying to reset him, but it's more difficult because right after the rolling hammer resets, if I do a light attack, he can just auto dodge and either hold perception and start hitting me back. So usually what I do after one rolling hammer, I just do a light smash to control the combo. And now my opponent is almost dead again, so what I'm going to do, try to initiate another beam clash to give my opponent like some more chance and hopefully to let him have a little bit of fun before I end the game. And it doesn't seem that my opponent wanted it, but let me try again. Charge back to sparking mode. He also charged to sparking mode, and let's see. I charge the Kamehameha, he's trying to dodge it, and look at what he does. Just pull out his ultimate. And I got a trick. Just the solar flare. It doesn't actually work. The only reason I'm doing that is just to mess up with his timing through the cutscene. And that's first game. My second opponent is starting with base Kefla on point, and whenever I see base Kefla, I get like it's one or two things. Either my opponent like is very good at the game, or he just want to spam the rush super on me. So whenever I see a base Kefla, I never let them charge. I try to be on them like 24/7 so that they have to actually play the game and throw some punches. So I'm tasking well with that knockback chain. I win like the first 1 or 2 exchanges. So I'm able to switch to Kid Gohan after dealing like 1 bar of health, which is very good with my Yamcha. Now my opponent has key, so what I do is like I'm very cautious with my approach. I don't really know if my opponent just want to spam me with Rush Super, so I'm very careful whenever I'm approaching. But right now it doesn't seem that he's using it. So props to my opponent for actually trying to play the game. So I keep hitting him from the front, and with Kid Gohan I got to be also very careful because he got a very low defense. So whenever my opponent touches me, it's going to deal a lot of damage, especially with Kefla, which is a fusion and also a 6 DP compared to my 3 DP Kid Gohan. So now I switch back to Yamcha after my switch timer on my Kid Gohan hand, because the way to play with that team with 5 men is to switch as many times as you can, and each time that your low DP comes in, you want to try to deal at least one or one bar and a half of health. So now I'm doing quite good on that Kefla. And you see what my opponent did mid combo is that he used a buff, but I think that he wanted to use Wild Sense in order to get out of my combo, but he missed the input. So I'm able to down his Kefla thanks to that mistake. And now I switch in Tien because I already use Yamcha, Kid Gohan, Tien. And my next switch, I will try to bring Krillin in so that my other character are recovering while in the bench. His second character is Legendary Broly, and in this meta you don't want to do that. Like whenever you have that two-man team with Legendary Broly and base Kefla, you want to start with Legendary Broly because there is no downside starting with him. If your opponent is starting with like a low DP or a mid DP, you can get rid of him very quick with Legendary Broly. But with base Kefla, you never know. What about if your opponent start with another high DP or even a Whis? We just use your base Kefla very quickly, and I'm not sure that your Broly will be able to beat a Whis. So in this meta, you want to start with your highest DP, and whenever your highest DP takes a lot of damage, that's when you want to switch him out. Even a 1 bar of health high DP can down like very quickly 2 character, like 2 DP very like easily if you know what you are doing. So now my Yamcha is almost dead. Thankfully, I got the Rush Super. So I will try to get a little bit of ki back before I switch out. And the reason I'm doing that is that whenever my Yamcha comes back, I will try to bring him back in a Vanish War, and with a lot of ki, it will be easy for me to win that Vanish War. My opponent is trying to get some distance from me so that he can charge into sparking and spam me. Classical Broly strategy. So now that my opponent see the skill gap between us, he's just trying to play more passive and try to resort to like cheesy tactic, just for example just instant spark and trying to spam me into the unblockable ultimate. So you see just it's starting right now, trying to spam me, and I try to get as much distance as I can, and I really can't break his hyper armor. And there it is, the unblockable ult. But since there's a lot of distance between us, I should be able to dodge it quite easily. And now I'm trying to punish him, but unfortunately Masenko is so slow. So I believe right now the slowest attacks in the game are that Masenko, as well as Goku JT Kamehameha, and maybe Mirai Trank Masenko as well. Another one was the Vegeta Blue God Kamehameha, but that one got sped up, so it's quite useful now. Unfortunately, my opponent went back to sparking, and I brought back Yamcha because he's almost dead, and even if he dies right now, it doesn't really matter to me. And I think that is going to get me with that ult because I'm inputting the Rush Super. So unfortunately for Yamcha the GOAT, yeah, he did well in that game, so losing him right now doesn't matter to me. Opponent is almost dead, bring back Krillin, and I'm able to finish the game quite quickly. And with rank reset delayed, right now I don't think that I will get like a lot of quality games because everyone is D5, so there's no way to filter out good players and average players. So until rank reset in few days, I will just like have to deal with what I have. And now my third opponent, starting with Vegeta Blue on points. In this meta, it is very good. That's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to start with a low DP or a mid DP. You want to start with your highest DP or a very high DP in your team. And the thing with Vegeta Blue is like, first is ATP, so it does a lot of damage, and right there he has that 2 ki bar Gamma Burst Flash that comes out very quickly and does a lot of damage. But fortunately for my opponent, they thought that I would rush him, but I didn't. But I wasn't able to punish him with my Kamehameha since the 2 beam clash. But that's okay, I win my first engagement. I'm able to start some combo on that Vegeta Blue, and I see that my switch timer is ending. So after that vanish, that knockback chain, I just bring in my Tien and keep comboing my opponent. So I'm not sure yet what is my opponent playstyle, but it doesn't seem, spamming vanishing assaults. So that's where you can see like one big difference between average and very low player is like they tend to spam Vanishing Assault a lot, and Vanishing Assault is not good at all because it consumes 1 key bar, and it also knock away your opponent, so that so not only you lose 1 key bar and you are at a key disadvantage for the following Vanish War, and by knocking your opponent away you also have to work into closing the distance back again. So I usually don't recommend at all like using it. Whenever you are trying to defend yourself, what you want to do is either try to super counter or just watch your opponent pattern and try to block. Either block the step in attack low, high or neutral, or look for a flying kick, or look for an uncharged rolling armor or gut punch that you can just block with the neutral block. Or you can also look for low sweep, just block low, and then you're able to punish him. So far my opponent is using 3 characters, so Vegeta Blue 8 DP, Shallot 5 and Roshi 2 DP. So I believe that is whole team, so that's 15 DP and Shallot is full health. So what I noticed, like I exactly know what my opponent wants to do. Yes, whenever those low level players are outmatched, all they want to do is just like stand there charging and just spamming you with her super. But it doesn't matter, I learned to deal with it, so it shouldn't be that difficult for me to finish the game. And he's even like spamming wild scent, so using the beam I'm able to block, and now I will try to rush him as quickly as I can. Well, actually what I'm doing is like I let him charge. Since my Gohan took a lot of damage, I just like charge back to full key and then switch in my Yamcha. Unfortunately my opponent is able to get that first super on me, but it's okay. Now that I know my opponent game plan, it should be very easy for me to adapt and finish up the game, because standing there and spamming is not going to cut it against like any good player, because it's very easy to predict whatever you are going to do if I know that all you want to do is just spam me with cutscene super. So I'm able to open up the opponent. I have full key, I should be winning that Vanish War, so I continue my knockback chain, and I see that unfortunately I messed up, so sometimes it happened. I'm not sure if my opponent is on Wi-Fi or not. I think that the connection is acceptable, so I just messed up there. So now I bring back Tien. My Yamcha didn't take like that much damage, only killed Gohan, and my Tien is like nearly full health, and that's Blue Vegeta only have 1 more health bar left, so I should be able to take him down without much difficulty. And my opponent is just, yes, he's just trying to knock me away and just spam the super. But unfortunately for him, I know exactly what he's trying to do, so I shouldn't have any issue with predicting all of his plays right now. And my opponent is almost dead. My switch timer just ended, and I'm able to continue that knockback chain with my full health Yamcha. And since my opponent is trying to run away, I use that opportunity to go into instant spark. And as soon as I approach, it's just like using the super. But since I was already punching, I'm just able to use R1 and just vanish behind him and connect my rush super. So now I got to watch out for the after image strike, since Roshi is at 4. Oh, good for me, transformed. So now I don't have to worry about after image strike. And as soon as he's transformed, I just try to use that rush super. I mean, props to him, like he could have like got me off guard, because Roshi transformed with full key, and if I was just punching him mindlessly, that rush super would have connected. And I'm able to take out his Roshi thanks to predicting that rush super, and now he only has Shallot and Vegeta Blue left, and Vegeta Blue is ADP. Although it deals a lot of damage, his switch timer is very high, so I shouldn't have any issue finishing him up with Krillin. So let's see what will be my opponent's game plan with his last character. Pretty sure that he won't change anything, he will just try to get some distance and charge in order to spam me with the rush. So I'm very careful with my approach and just all block right now. Yes, just trying to knock me away, charge, and as soon as he can, you see, just throwing the rush super. But right now I was grounded, so that rush shouldn't deal a lot of damage. But still, Shallot is a 5 DP, Krillin is 3. so that's different in DP is still noticeable. Even like 1 DP difference is a lot in that new meta, which is okay. Like, I don't mind the new change, but the only issue with it is like at the higher end of the spectrum. I feel like the highest DP, like from 8 to 10, deals way too much damage, and even the difference between a 8, 9 and a 10 is so big that you with Whis you are able to kill every single character, even the 10 DP, because your like damage will be like kind of match, but Whis has a very quick regen, so you should be able to deal a lot of damage and then just regen and start back again. Now my opponent is getting desperate, just punch vanishing, like mashing all his button. Wow, his first like super counter of the game, but he's not going to cut it. Well, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. And until next time, Naoto out. Also, let me know in the comment what you would like to see more on this channel. Alright, see you guys.